Sometimes a transition that we thought was going to be good or even great ends up feeling much heavier than we expected, much harder than we expected. And we're going to get into, with tarot today and oracle cards, the reason behind that. We're going to look at what is making this hard, what you might be secretly afraid to lose, what you're actually protecting, what you're not going to lose, okay? And support that can help you get through this, and advice from spirit. So I've been sitting with this energy, and what I thought this reading was going to be about or wasn't at all. I kept experiencing this expectation of it's supposed to be a happy transition. But even happy transitions can feel heavy. And what I kept seeing was a new mother giving birth. I was a doula and a lactation counselor. I've supported women through transitions for the past 23, 24 years. That is my life's work. But I love looking at this stuff through the eyes of spirit, through tarot and oracle cards. But what I noticed in my work as a doula is we place all these expectations on ourselves that I should be happy. And that's what I'm really feeling. That's the energy I'm feeling. And so it might not be with physical birth, but maybe you mothered a new creation into this world. Maybe you wrote a book or wrote a song and you feel and you're putting it out, it's been birthed into the world. There's been some sort of transition that's happened that you've had the expectation either on yourself or has been placed on you by others that, oh, you should feel happy about this and it shouldn't feel heavy. That new birth is always exciting, but with new birth, there's some sort of death that accompanies it. And this is why we're never afraid of the death card in tarot, because they go hand in hand. So we're really going to look into today, what is it that's making this so hard? What are the fears around the death that accompanied it? So obviously, we're not probably talking about physical death, but let's say if you just became a mom, well, one death that accompanies it is the death of what your life was like before. And so it's totally rational that you would have feelings around that, and even heavy feelings. And I also kept getting these feelings of extreme hunger and thirst. And that is also something a lot of times after birth, physically, real physical birth, that mothers experience soon after. They suddenly are very hungry because they really haven't eaten very much during labor. But also in the act of breastfeeding, mothers are very often just insatiably hungry, insatiably thirsty, because they are giving and giving and giving in a physical way that they never had before. And so I just, that's what I'm hearing to talk about, to say that maybe you are encountering that, just an extreme hunger or thirst, maybe physically, but also for an aspect of life, maybe that you missed before, or a new part. So we are going to get into this. I forgot to, it's funny, I normally pull a couple cards beforehand and I didn't. It's just amazing how different each reading tends to be. But I am going to put all the cards face down first. Usually if I have anything that just springs out at first like that, I just consider that a theme of the reading. Okay, so we have fear and confidence. Confidence is upside down. There's a lot of fear around this, right? There's a lot of fear. Well, I mean, that's what we're talking about. What are we afraid of here? Okay. What are we afraid of? Let's face it. So as in all of my readings, I like to remind people, you are the author of your life. These cards give us insights and a way to hear from Spirit. But you know within whether or not this applies to you. And at any point you can realize, maybe this isn't my reading if it doesn't resonate. And that's totally fine. I pray extensively and place protections before these readings, before I turn on the camera. So if you are feeling ungrounded in any way, first of all, know that I have placed protections on us, but also you're welcome to pause and ground yourself. It's always good to come to a reading in a grounded place. All right. Let's see. I'm going to use this one. Oh. Bushfire. That feels like I'm hearing the burning down of the old. So what had to burn down? Transition can feel very hard. I've seen the spectrum in my 24 years, and I've gone through it myself. I am a mother many times over, through both birth and adoption. I understand each time it was just whoo, whoo. And so many other things in my life that caused transitions. I don't know why I just grabbed these also, but hey, we are going for it. Ooh. I think there's fear around that there might be a lack of new opportunities. Let's see. But the answer to that is creative ingenuity. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. So, what is making this especially hard? Your memories. Feeling like you don't have a long-term vision now. Like this is like put a stop to so many things, and you're remembering the past. You can't make decisions and plan for the future. You're wanting to. And because of this transition, even though it's a good transition, it's a good thing that happened, something that you were wanting, something you were building for, that it has enabled. I didn't mean, that's funny, enabled you. I was going to say not, I don't even know. Able, you are not able to have a long-term vision, but instead I said enabled. It's enabled. Maybe it will enable you to have a long-term vision, but you just can't see that right now. You're so stuck in your memories of the past. You think that in order to have long-term vision and plan towards it, that it has to be how things were in your memories of the past. And I said path and past at the same time, that your path, as if your path needs to be the same way. But it doesn't. You need new life, new breath into this. The new bride. I'm having such a hard time talking today in this reading. You have a new breath, right? I mean, this is like the new baby, right, that came to life. Whether it was a physical baby, or whatever other thing you birthed, a business, a relationship, a friendship, a new home. It birthed new life. It's going to be new paths. But what is making this hard is this memory of holding on to the way that things had to be planned before, as if the only way to have long-term vision was how you had it before. But that came to an end. We have an ending. The moth and the eucalyptus, an ending. That ended, and it's hard for you to, because you're so stuck in your memories of looking back to how things were and expecting that same path, but it's going to be a different path. And I feel like I'm supposed to get a card from here. So how can we show, Spirit, can we show them what the different path might look like here? Sensuality. I personally love that. And it has the mandrake. I love these cards. It's funny because the mandrake is not something we want to ingest. But what really stuck out to me was this sensuality. The purple often is a sign of grief, of this letting go, and this sensuality for something new. And a lot of times when we say the word sensuality, people think sexuality. But sensuality is this like tactile comfort, I want to say, with the body and with the senses. And I want to say not just the five senses, but the senses of connection to the divine, to outside of us, the senses that we don't even normally label and see. I want to say that from this breath of new life, from this transition, if we tap into this sensuality, and we're already getting into some advice here, that it's through the sensuality that the new path will be seen. Interesting. Okay. Let's continue. So what secret fear, or what underlying fear maybe that you might not be facing, you might not realize, but obviously there's fear around this, right? What are you afraid of losing? Your fun, happiness. I think that you feel very in conflict about this, which is obvious. Like, you feel like you're supposed to be happy about this, but you are afraid. You're afraid of losing the fun of life. You're afraid of losing balance. You're afraid of purity and ice. Spirit, can you clarify this? What do you mean? What is this purity and ice card? And what does that have to do with their fears, their secret fears? I see, like, in this, she's underneath the ice. So that looks like the secret. That's what's underlying. It's something under the ice. I feel like purity isn't actually part of it. Something under, something frozen in time. I see the running of the horse above it. You know, we're in the year of the horse. We're entering the year of the horse, depending on when you're seeing this. maybe the year the horse was behind you. I don't know when you're seeing this, but we have the horse is running over something frozen in time, and it's like you're wanting to be back. You're stuck in the ice of your memories. What in your memory are you so afraid of losing? Facing fear. Facing fear. What are you afraid of losing? I mean, you're in conflict over, you're afraid of losing like joy, happiness, celebration. But I see that it's temporary. So like I keep seeing the sun this way, but then the sun this way. It's a temporary thing. You know what? A lot of times new parents tend to feel like, oh my gosh, is this gonna last forever? There really is that feeling. I remember when my oldest was a baby, she had such a hard time sleeping. And I would have to go through this whole routine of like bouncing her and then like slowly bouncing her while I was laying her down. And I really in my mind like imagined that she was just never going to learn how to sleep on her own. And I was going to have to do that forever. And so much of this is just like perspective, to stop being like stuck in the past of like what things should be like. I think I'm getting both of that. Some of you are stuck in past memories, and some of you are stuck in a memory of what you think that things should be like right now. But either way, you're stuck in that, and you're afraid of releasing that. You have this conflict, these conflicted thoughts, like of what you're going to actually lose. So Spirit, other than like fun, let me grab one of these. What are we afraid of losing here? New opportunities, I'm seeing on the... You're afraid of losing new opportunities. That you're stuck in time, things are never going to change. Yeah, I got metamorphosis upside down. Things are never going to change. It's just always going to be like this. It's always going to be the chaos or whatever, or the stress. You know, it's like even when you wrote a book and you put that out into the world, right? It's exciting, but it's really chaotic. Launching, doing all of that, and it's exciting, but life is suddenly like all around that new birth. No matter what the thing is that was birthed into the world, it's all consuming, but only temporarily. So I think you're afraid of losing. You're afraid that it's not going to change, but it's only temporary. Spirit is saying it's only temporary. It's going to change. So within that fear, what are you actually protecting? Control, work, the fruits of your labor, productivity, all of this around work. What are you actually protecting? Your work, your productivity, the fruits of your labor. What is this work, Spirit? What is this work that they are protecting through this subconscious fear? Or are they not connected? Well, that flew out. You're worried about material loss and status with your work. I think you're worried that the focus being so much on this one aspect of your life, this new birth, is going to cause other aspects to lose. But it's through this transformation that it's going to grow even greater. And I'm seeing this coming out the other side, right? What was like beautiful to start with, like your work, whatever else that you were doing, through this birth that has happened, right? We are having something even more beautiful that's going to come, that's going to transform from this. We just have to allow the process to happen, to this process here, this formation, right? Through this birth. It's a whole process, and being patient. I'm hearing patient with the timing. So you're wanting to protect your work. Okay. Your productivity. All right, what you won't actually lose. You're not going to lose your passion, your power. I got so many in reverse here. This is interesting. Okay. You're not going to lose trust in yourself. Okay. You're not going to lose trust in yourself, or your inspiration, or your creation. I mean, look at this. Look at this creation. This is you. You're not going to lose that. You're still this person, and this aspect of you isn't lost. It's transforming into that. This is what you are becoming through this process. I'm very confused by this card, though. Well, okay. We have the Seven of Swords in reverse. Rethinking an approach. I feel like, yeah, just letting go of control. Letting go of control and rethinking your approach to work, maybe, or whatever this work is that you're trying to protect, of having a different approach. Rethink your approach around it. Trust a new approach. I'm seeing a horse again. Trust a new approach this year, a new beginning. The Ace of Wands. Trust this. A new approach. A new approach. I feel like I even need to write this down. A new approach. I don't think I ever write things down during a reading. Okay, and now that's making me want to... What is this new approach? Do we get to know, Spirit? Can you explain this? Can you extrapolate? A decision. A change. Well, I mean, isn't that the new approach? I mean, isn't that... Can you explain the Judge a little bit? Because I feel like that's the same thing as... No? Okay. The Village. A new approach with others. Maybe incorporating other people into it. I'm just going to take this one. You are the warrior in this. I have the tear too. I think that's part of the like letting go of your past life. I'm hearing what you had before, right? Letting go of that and charging forward. When I see the word warrior, I think of you on the horse charging forward, and it's your village. And you get to decide. You're the judge of who your village is. It might not look the way you thought it was going to be, but it's through this village of people, it's like beyond people though too. It could be beyond people. It could, I want to say village of things, but for some reason I'm very resistant to say that. Village of beings, just village of support. It's just multiple, many things. Okay, Spirit, is there something else around what? So you won't lose this work just by having a different perspective, a new approach through this village. A new approach through this village. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, support, that helps. Joy. I was very... Joy. So beautiful. A new approach. The Fool. New beginnings. This is your support. Joy. Allowing yourself to have that like innocent spontaneity of like, there's something new and I want to like skip along like the Fool. It's something new. It's so exciting. This is new. Reevaluation. The richness, and I'm seeing this as the village. The richness of life. Look how different everybody in that is. It's so different. And I almost like think of this as being the under, where was that card? Under the ice. Under the ice. You think it's going to be like this, but it transforms into this with your village. What a beautiful village. Oh, and that's you in there. Look at that. Being loved on by your people. And happiness. I feel like this is just so almost annoying. I feel annoyed by it because it's like we came to this reading. It's like I should feel happiness and joy, and I'm not. And now it just like is around to that again. But this is saying like you're going to get there. Like these feelings of this change is temporary. It is temporary. And you're going to go through it, and that's fine. But it is temporary. And your work is going to be protected. Your work is going to be fine. It's just going to be different with a new approach. With your village. With your beautiful, colorful, very different village. It was iced over before. I don't see a lot of color there, right? That's not very exciting. We don't need to try and keep it like that, right? We want this. We want this. we need to reevaluate, okay? And be excited about the new. And this isn't pressure to put you, like, you should feel excited and you should feel joy and you should feel happiness, but simply that you will. You will. You will. The key is remembering that you will not lose your work and this new approach, the village. Okay, Spirit, can we have one, why do I want to keep saying one last piece of advice for these folks? It's interesting. I went from you to all of a sudden, maybe there's more than one of you. Well, I know more than one of you are going to see this video, but I'm watching multiple people at the same time. Maybe it's the village. The father. It's funny because when I was saying that, I was like, I almost feel like it's a couple. I don't know why I want to get another card, but like a couple that was there. Like I could see it, like a couple together with their new baby, like watching this. And then the father came up, and it's like your counterpart. This is part of the village. And it might not be, an actual father to your baby. It could be a business partner is the new approach as part of your village, to take any stresses off of you. I got the comic and the mountain. I keep getting mountains in here with the village. I think this counterpart, part of this village, this counterpart is very good at making things light. So this might be a person, but it could be beyond a person. It could be in an animal, or even I want to say in nature, because I'm seeing the trees here, and I'm an herbalist, and I'm always, especially with the trees, and this looks almost like a juniper tree to me, whom I love. But looking to recognizing that the village is in everything that can help you. For each of you, it will be something different, and I think that inside what that is, whether it's people or simply like plants or animals, but there is a specific being or something within it that is this counterpart to you. And that's why I suddenly said the plural that are watching, like you and another, and this person can be the comic relief to this, to kind of take that, I'm seeing a valve, to turn that valve and take the pressure down. Because what we started with, there was so much pressure of this has to be this way, and I have to feel good, and we can just laugh about it. This is just temporary. Let's release the pressure a little bit. Have a new approach. You're not going to lose your work or the other aspects of you that you've worked so hard to get. You're not going to lose that. But a new approach is going to be necessary. Bringing in this, whatever your village is, bringing in the counterpart, or simply being open. I'm seeing my heart opening to the counterpart, allowing them to be the comic relief. And through that, you're going to have this beautiful village here. I just love this card now all of a sudden. And just look at you within that. Being loved on, and joy and happiness, and just this light steps of new beginnings, this new exciting adventure. All right. Like I said many times actually during this reading, I work with women who are going through transitions one-on-one. I do one-on-one readings and a variety of other things. So the link is below. if you want to work with me. And if not, if you want to go deeper and further into this within another reading, I've got that up here too, and I will see you